we here in Ireland, we had our bank holiday on the first week. I know in the UK it's today, but I think the next one here is Halloween, if I'm not mistaken. Then nothing until Christmas. No, it's not. In the UK, it is, Ryan. Ireland had the August holiday, the 1st of August, first one. Yeah, well, my birthday's in that mix, so I'll be taking a day off over New Year. You've got New Year, Ryan. You got Valentine's Day, which is not technically a holiday, but that's what we're hoping for. I don't think I'm trading on Wednesday, so I might just do a little stream to annoy you all you guys, just to whilst I'm at the airport or something. Not at the moment. There's not much to watch. I mean, I'm watching Bed Bath & Beyond. I'm watching Mobilicom, which is an IPO last week. I'm watching Pxmd, which is Pxmd, which is an IPO from last week. I'm watching Nerv. Nerv has held most of its gains from last week, but there's nothing specific. I mean, Pxmd, if we're talking Pxmd, it's just popping up on low volume right now. And then we've got Bright Minds Bioscience as well, which is still looking strong, pretty much from last week as well. So there's this. Yeah, I'll be here tomorrow. I've got to go and get my COVID certificate first thing, but I'll be back for the trading hour or two, trading a couple of hours. I might just do that, Ryan. I'll take a look for you, Anthony. Brains Way. and Beyond's looking reasonably strong today. Will we get a pump? Will we get a pump today? There's been a lot of talk over the weekend about Bed Bath and Beyond and some of the other meme stocks. There are always stocks that are counter trending. So when you're trending, it doesn't matter if the markets are trending up or down, it doesn't matter, because there are certain sectors that will counter trend. There are certain stocks that will counter trend. So what you tend to find is it introduces volatility into the market. So when you do get those counter trends, they will very often go parabolic, and you can get big moves to the inverse. So if like we had a meltdown, a market crash like in 08, whilst the majority of stocks that are related to that would fall, anything that follows the market would fall. You're always going to get other stocks that counter trend and do the exact opposite. And it's those stocks that we concentrate to go long on. Of course, we could still short. We could still short the market. We could still short the stocks that are following the market as well. And then, of course, we look for bounces as well, you know, intraday bounces, because what you find is even in a depressive market, a recessive market, you're going to get bounces. Nothing ever goes, you know, zip straight down. It comes down a certain level, then bounces, and you take advantage of the bounce to the long side, and then as it comes back down again, you go short again. So there's a number of different ways that you can do that. Just nip into my link tree, Dave, and my email address. If you tap on the envelope in the link tree, that's my email address. You can email me directly from there, no problem. Or you can just look. It's Tony at Hustle with Tony. Dash is in between the Hustle with Tony. Hustle with Tony.com. Or you can reach out to me directly and DM me on Instagram or something like that. Again, that link is in my link tree, my Instagram link. Or you just go straight to my Instagram account from TikTok. No problem. DM me there. Let's have a look. Are we? No, we're pulling back now. That was a quick pump on the FDA approval news, but weak. Popped up. Then first sign of weakness. It's underneath the VWAP. You can't trade that. Hey Steve, how you doing? How are y'all going to survive without me, guys? A week and a half without me. What are you going to do? Your afternoons and early mornings are not going to be the same without me. I certainly can, Matt. Okay, so this is New Age, ticker NBEV. It's 21 cents, very low price stock. It gapped up. It actually gapped up to like 20 cents, 21 cents, and slightly gapped up a cent, which is a 5%. 1 cent is a 5% move on this stock. I don't like trading these kind of stocks, but it's not huge volume either, relatively speaking. Minerva on Friday did really well. Did you not check out the trade recap on YouTube there? So I traded Minerva twice on Friday. I traded it in the main account and I traded it in a small account, and I was profitable on both of them. So Minerva on Friday, in the main account I did just over $5,000, and in the small account I did
this nation.
You call me a god. You call me a god. You call me a god. You call me a god.
I don't know how to stop. I just go till I drop. Whether it's working or shots, give it all that I got. You can watch me work in my element. Anyone in the way is irrelevant. You wanna cross me, cool, not intelligent, cause I don't forget shit like an elephant. Go ahead and tempt me, put it on the line and you'll come up empty. If I got time, I'm deadly. Never caught off guard, no, I'm always ready. I got a hand real steady. Look me in the eye and you'll see no hezzy. About to get real messy. I'll put you in a grave 6 feet like Kenny.
You call me a god.
Have a month between today and tomorrow. I'm going for it. The target today is 6k. Target tomorrow 6k. I say best ever month, best month of the year, not my best ever month. I'd need another 5k. I'd need 15k. Of my best ever month. Which is kind of, it puts it all in. It puts it all into perspective when you think about it. I lost 60k last month, and I'm still I'm still in with a chance of having my best ever month trading, and I lost 60k last week. Well, if I clear the 11k, I'll have my best month of the year. But if I clear my 11k, then I'll obviously shoot for the extra 5 tomorrow. I had an 11k day today. I'd shoot for the extra 5 tomorrow, just to see if I could have my best ever month. I like the way you think, Nereus, but unfortunately, I'm going on holiday later this week, so you're gonna have to do without me for a little while. Of course, you can still have your daily dose. Just sign up to the Day Trade with Tony course, and you can get me every single day on the lectures there. No problem. If we make 25k today, I'll probably take tomorrow off. Prepare for my I've got to go and get my my COVID test at first thing in the morning anyway, so I've got a 10 o'clock appointment in town. I can't believe the Holiday Inn up at Dublin Airport isn't open. Neither's the Crown Plaza. Yeah, it doesn't last forever. That was a quick $500 to lock in. Happy days on the small account. Need to do it again. And we're done. Good start. Always a good start. I don't know what this tune is, but I like it. Also, it's the same playlist every time on Spotify, but I've shuffled it today. I don't normally shuffle it, so I've been getting bored with the song, so I've shuffled it. There's like nearly 40 hours of tunes on it. Got a little micro pullback there. Add to the position. So if you go in with max size, and see that's the thing with the small account, you've got to be very selective when you're trying to grow it. Very small accounts, like I had the 2,500. That's it. Because you don't want to be messing about with building up commissions that are going to eat into your profits. And two, the more exposed you are, the more likely you're going to lose money. Enter.
They tell me that I'm never gonna make it. They want me to do something that could make sense. They hate when I keep dreaming I'll be famous, but I don't give a fuck, I'ma keep chasing. I I got all this potential that's deep inside of me, but they hate when you're successful cause they try to be. They sit there being judgmental because you're trying things, and they just want you to settle and do the right thing. So get a good job, don't slack off. Wake up every morning, make a good impression on your boss. Don't do anything that I wouldn't do, and when you're making money, make sure you don't spend it too soon. Fuck that, I'll do what I wanna do. I got a different path from everyone, and that includes you. Who are you to tell me how to live life? In these times it feels like nobody is right, yeah. So I'ma figure out what else we succeed, and then invest all of my time into that and proceed. I need whatever the hell could make me happy, and I don't think you have a clue what could that be. They tell me that I'm never gonna make it. They want me to do something that can make sense. They hate when I keep dreaming I'll be famous, but I don't give a fuck, I'ma keep chasing. They tell me that I'm never gonna make it. They want me to do something that can make sense. They hate when I keep dreaming I'll be famous, but I don't give a fuck, I'ma keep chasing. I think this life could be special if I get rid of the devils. They think that I am a rebel, I think they want me to settle. There's nobody on my level. They think that work is too stressful, I think that work is essential. The grind is all in your mental, and I don't think you understand what I'll go through just to be in control of my life soon. All the negativity, man, I'm immune. I don't really need a mask with all I've been through. I've been making changes for the ages. 5-10 year plans are contagious. I attack that shit, I'm tenacious. And if you ain't, get the fuck out of my way then. Got one life, I won't regret it. I will fight until I get it. I'll look back one day from heaven and say, damn, I learned some lessons. And say, damn, I had no questions. I had fun in every second, and the journey was a blessing, yeah. They tell me that I'm never gonna make it. They want
I know there's enough people on the stream that if everybody taps the screen 10 times, we'll be getting closer to that 3,000 mark before the open. We've got an hour before the open. And if you're watching on YouTube, and I know a few of you are, make sure you've hit that thumbs up button. I had my recap videos on Friday. Obviously, I don't know what went on. Was it because I recorded them after I'd been on the wine or something? But like 4 likes, 100 views, no, and 4 likes. I'm like, what's going on? You're watching it to the end, but you're not giving me the thumbs up. Very low volume, probably not worth a punt just yet. Marathon Digital. Let's have a look at Marathon Digital. Let's have a look at the chart there, because crypto this weekend has been absolutely catastrophic. I was thinking maybe it'll come down to about 17,000 or something like that. So it's a Marathon Digital. It's up at testing $11. It's down on the day though, so yeah, it's under 20,000 now, Bitcoin. It did get as low as 19,500 at the over the weekend, but just under 20,000 right now. You're obsessed. You want your treats? They paid for your treats. I have to stand up for it. Oh. I have to stand up for it. There you go. There's a good go. At this rate, you'll get another one at 5,000. Yeah, I'm with you on that one, Matt. Dogs make better humans than people do. Or they make better people than humans do. You don't see dogs screwing each other over for a percentage, at least, do you? Even when they fight each other, they don't fight to the death. Right, that was. We'll come back to that later. Let's go back to the SPY. So the S&P 500 making upwards moves before pulling back. Not looking great right now. Gotta spoil it. She's my little princess. That's a happy life, that one, Matt. When I'm dating, that's one of the first songs. When you're making small talk and you just start to date someone, you make small talk. One of the first questions is, do you have any pets? And if they don't have a dog, I said, do you not like dogs? And if they don't like dogs, oh, sorry, there's no next date. I don't trust anybody that doesn't like dogs. people that double cross you because, you know, for money, basically. Well, you manifested a 15k day on Friday for me, Macca, and it did work well. So you keep your manifesting. Yeah, it was right. Funnily enough, it was. If you look at the 5 minute chart on Minerva as well, it just happened that it popped pretty much right after the bell, right after we finished the stream. So we were trading, and I think I was actually down quite a bit when we finished the stream. We finished the stream down here at 10:30, and then the dog for a walk, and then when I came back, we were Minerva. It was motoring, and it was able to get this move up on both accounts. So yeah, Minerva was pretty good to us on Friday. But 2 hours. I did lose a bit on this piece here before getting a bit more back there, so. That was Minerva. Have I set a stop loss? I haven't right now, Irish, because stop loss is. Well, I get accredited you in the Discord, Macca. No, I think the sentiment in the market has always been bearish, and we were just having a bear market rally, Les, quite frankly. Do you know what, Les? That's exactly what happens. You know, the dog picks the owner. I was lucky enough that I didn't actually. It wasn't the other way around. I kind of. She was the one left over, and I was the last one to the party, and so I got the best one. Why anybody didn't want her, I don't know, but there you go. So go back to you, Irish. Do I set a stop loss? I use stop losses in the open market, in the open hours trading, but in pre-market, you can't use a stop loss. You can set them, but they just won't execute. What if she looks like Margot Robbie, Ryan? You mean if she looks like Margot Robbie but doesn't like dogs? It's a good one-night stand. That's all I'm saying. There's no relationship in that, because what I've found is once you get into a relationship with somebody, looks become less of an issue. You tend to get to know them, and if they're not nice people, they end up looking uglier than they appeared originally. Likewise, if you go with a plain girl and you get to know her and she's really really nice and a great personality, she looks better than she did when you first met her. So, you know, relationship looks less of an issue. But for Margot Robbie, stop losses just won't execute in the market, in the out of hours session. The problem with the stop limit is the big problem with the stop limit is very often you want to get out of a stop loss if it flushes against you, and you want to get out as quickly as possible. A stop limit, if you get slippage and it blows past your limit, you're still in. So you still, you know, it's kind of a bit of a, is it really a stop loss if you've gone, it blows past your limit and you're still in there? I always leave a trade to walk my dog. She gets priority. I do my first hour of the market and then it's her turn. So it doesn't matter. The way I look at it, if the market's volatile enough, it's not going to stop in and out. You know, so the first hour of the market, if it's doesn't matter whether I'm up or down. In fact, it actually worked well for me because it allows me to take that break, that mental break, and come back and reset and readjust without the pressure of whatever I was doing beforehand. So taking that walk after the first hour of the market, since I started streaming, it's actually two and a half hours of trading that I've been doing. So taking a break, get some fresh air, it actually works really, really well. But on the first hour of the market, if it's particularly volatile, it's just not going to stop after an hour. You know, you get that first hour is the most volatile, but then you've either caught the volatility or it's going to continue all day. Absolutely, you've always got to factor in the spreads as well, to me. But yeah, I just found that if I trying to execute stops pre-market it just doesn't work. You can set them, but they just all get filled because of the liquidity as well. So the spreads, it's not even the spreads, is because of the low liquidity. Very often it might jump a level. So if you set a stop loss at 11.45 on this, for example, it goes down to 11.46. It might jump and then go to 11.40. So depending on what your offset is, that could be fine. But if the spreads are 5 cents, it's jumped to 11.40 on the ask, and then you're down that 10 cents anyway. So best party ever, sounds like, Matt. I like to set. I've been using trailing stops effectively lately in the open hour market. Been working well for me. When you've got a stock that's moving well, moving up well, trailing stops have been working well for me. You know what, Les? If you're gonna do that, that's not bad. That's what swing traders do. You have a wider stop loss, you're looking for a bigger move, and you just take a smaller amount of shares. So your ultimate gain remains the same, but you're not increasing your risk to accommodate the trade. Well, guys, we've got 40 minutes before 40 minutes to the market open. We've made $275 so far. Not a lot moving actively just yet. This is under the VWAP, so I won't be taking any trade, particularly in the market conditions that we've got right now. I won't be taking any trades, anything under the VWAP to go long, unless I'm actually trading it and a pullback brings it under the VWAP. But the likelihood of that happening is not very high. So I'm looking for stocks that have that, they're exhibiting an upwards trend already, so they're trading above the VWAP. I don't know why, I've just got a feeling that we're going to see $14 on Minerva today. Might not see anything on Minerva, but I just got a feeling that it's going to hit $14 today. That'll be like a 40% gain. Well, I can pull up the details from TraderView if you like over the last couple of years. So probably I'd say about nearly 2 million Macca gross. Plug had a good day on Friday. Well, it's had a good week actually last week. It had a bad day on Friday, but it was Thursday it had a good day. Wednesday and Thursday, it moved really well on Thursday. We managed to get a lot out of Plug on Thursday. Yeah, but the taxman comes and has a large slice of that one, Macca. Above VWAP, but it gapped down hard. Look at it on the 5 minute. This is Plug power. It's slightly above VWAP, but it did gap down hard the first thing, 4 o'clock this morning. So it's got a while to get back up towards the lofty heights of kind of $28, $29, 28.90s, whatever it was, where it finished on Friday, 28.90 something. But certainly it's worth keeping an eye on. If it hits the momentum scanners, then it doesn't matter where it is. If it's got momentum, it's above the VWAP, we're seeing an upwards turn, and maybe there's a catalyst driving it. Great. Unfortunately, Macca, when you open a brokerage account, they do a lot of checks first. It's like a laundering of things. So yes, you can put a VPN, but you've got to provide to your broker. You've got to provide your proof of identity, proof of address, all of this kind of stuff. So you can't just use a VPN to pretend that you're trading in the Cayman Islands, and then the taxman can't come and get you because you were trading out of the Cayman Islands. It doesn't work that way. I'm resident in Ireland, and the taxman has a way of finding out that what monies I've earned. A, my bank account will inform them if certain transaction sizes are going on. B, my brokers both have a duty to inform them, but in reality it's a risk. You could just not pay your taxes, and it's a risk that you take, and I know some people have got away with it. If you don't get away with it, not only do you have to pay your taxes, but you could potentially end up facing jail time as well. So it's probably not worth trying to avoid the tax. There are other ways, the better, more legitimate ways to avoid for tax avoidance, rather than just trying to spoof your VPN or pretend that you're trading out of a different jurisdiction. Well, it's better to do it legitimately and speak to a CPA than trying to fudge the numbers. What you've got to accept is that there's two things certain in life: death and taxes. You're always going to have to pay the taxman something. It's just work with a good CPA, and they will legitimately minimize what you have to pay. Yes, Zach. Unfortunately, I still have kids here. So I'm divorced and I've got children. So until my children are of the age where they can hop on a plane on their own, and I'm kind of, well, I'm not stuck, but I choose to be here, so I'm in accessible. I'm accessible to my kids, or my kids are accessible to me. So that's why I don't trade it anywhere else. Otherwise, I could just move across to the Isle of Man and trade under my own name, and the Isle of Man is halfway between Ireland and the UK, and there's no capital gains tax in the Isle of Man. So happy days. Or Guernsey, a little bit better, or Gibraltar, English speaking and great weather. Portugal, I think you can probably get away with other locations like that. But ultimately you're going to have to pay something somewhere. About 65%. 65 to 70% of that matter.
I'm overheated, can hardly sleep at night, doing crazy dreaming. You're the reason why, hiding by the baby, losing my mind. Don't try to save me. I feel alive. My world is faster and faster. The tears and the laughter. I'm here for the ride. Yes.
I mean, this is what's laughable about these people. Yeah, I've got to keep her in duck fillets. That's half of it gone. But this is what's laughable about some of these accounts that I've already highlighted. I'll probably do a little bit more of that, highlighting those while I'm away, and just to keep the TikTok algorithm happy. Some of these accounts that show these rented Lambos and, you know, Airbnbs on the docks of Miami or wherever, trying to sell a lifestyle, when in reality, if they were one of those CATs turns into a, you know, it's like someone's put rocket fuel in a kibble. All of a sudden, she turns into a greyhound, a fat greyhound, a fat hairy greyhound, granted, but still. And I don't know what she'd do if she actually caught one, because she's not aggressive. I actually don't know what she'd do if she actually caught one. She's not fast enough to catch one, but no, Plug's not doing anything. Bed Bath and Beyond not doing anything. Minerva not doing it. Minerva not doing anything. I'll give these teeth back to the dog. So the two IPOs I was watching, I was expecting bigger things from today was Pxmd. You can tell I'm ready for a break, can't you? You can tell I'm ready for a holiday. And MLB. Neither of them are looking good at the moment. Let's have a look at Jay-Z. No, that's not either. So the IPOs from last week had some volatility the first day, but then nothing since. Probably like a It's something innate in them. Let's have a look at grin. That's hitting the signals for some reason. Not great volume, but went up to 24.75. So it's like nearly a $5 move. It's $4 move. Like the whole FOMO issue. They feel like they're missing out if something moves, but it's not the right setup. So there's no point taking that setup just because it's moving. Secondly, they don't like to be sat there twiddling their thumbs, sitting on the hands. So they take trades that aren't the right setup, that go against them because they couldn't be patient. So it's better, you know, rather than risking when it comes to my trading habits is patience. I'm not a patient man, and probably could make so much more by not taking these boredom trades, by being more patient. The strategy works. The strategies that I teach, the methodologies I teach, clearly they work. But too often I'll take a trade that is outside the strategy. I don't wait for the strategy, so I'll get in because boredom trades and not being patient enough, and that's probably my biggest failing. And being able to recognise that is, I suppose, a good thing. It's an area of growth in my trading that I can concentrate on. Oh, I'll take a quick commercial break while it's a bit quiet. Well, Matt, I think we're all learning from each other's flaws on this stream. It just goes to show, I'm not trying to pretend I'm something that I'm not here. It's like warts and all. If I'm making mistakes, and I do, you get to see that, because ultimately there's no trader out there that doesn't make mistakes. Errors of judgment, that deviate from the strategy. It doesn't quite go their way, and they make mistakes. You can't have 100% success. I mean, look at Kathy Wood as not so much a trader but an investor at ARK Invest. They've had a terrible year this year. One of the best hedge funds up until this year in terms of overall performance, and then they made some really, really dodgy and bad decisions, and performance has been affected by that. I look at my trading in May and how bad it was. Again, this month I've been trading badly, poorly, but it's been going for me. I've been aggressive when I shouldn't have. I've been too aggressive. That's been my problem this month. Patience is always going to be an issue with me, but I've been too aggressive this month. I just need to be patient and scale into the trades as, trust the process. Nothing really moving with huge volatility at the moment. Just had something spike up 11%. Probably on low volume, but I need to take a look. Yeah, no volume on that. That's not great. Bad sell-off on Friday. along with the rest of the market. Upstart. Yeah, just flicking through some of these that are hitting the signals. Signals is just purely volatility. It doesn't tell you what the volume is. It just tells you that big spikes in price movement. None of these are worth trading right now. So Indonesian energy, look at this. It's a $10 stock, but the spreads are 25 cents. So this is something that I like trading Indonesian energy in most cases because it does have a tendency to move really well, but it can be spready at times between the bid and the ask. OLB seems to be the only one moving, really. I don't like trading these $2 stocks, so that's the problem. Get no leverage with them. I could trade it in the small account, even though I've only got 10k, so I could potentially take a couple of thousand shares with it. Some brokers will give you leverage on everything. Others barely give you leverage on anything. So depends on your broker. Matt, I don't know about that because it's a governmental it's a governmental department. However, things that impact NASA could impact the likes of SpaceX or you know, Virgin Space or whatever it is. The what's the Elon one as well? SpaceX, yeah. Oh. Well, I think my dog's having the best idea at the moment with this market. She's gone to sleep. I think this market can put most people to sleep. Look at the SPY. What's it doing? It's let's look at the Nasdaq. It's almost a whole % down. Let's have a look. Is it going to come back anytime soon? 15. It's just sideways. I had it sell off on Friday, gap down, sideways since. Same with the SPY, which is the S&P 500. So you can't trade the S&P at the moment because the markets are closed, but the SPX, that is. You can trade the SPY because it's an ETF that tracks it. Right, okay. Does anybody see anything that went just for Puno? I've not seen Puno today, but just to what annoy Puno. AMTD idea group at $2 from a high of 13 just a couple of weeks ago. What's HKD's price right now, which is the digital? No volume, but it's down at this $165 on the it's $185 on the ask and $120 on the but it's a $65 spread. Who in the right mind would ever trade something like that? $65 spread. That's like 30% spread. 30% of the stock price in the spread. He's dreaming. Getting angry and asleep. GCT was a recent IPO as well, so let's have a look. It's done, reached its peak up at 60s and now it's pulled off every day since. $62. Yeah, well, when she wakes up, she can have another. Let's see if she wakes up when I say treat. No, but if I rustled the bag, she'd wake up. Yes. Fast asleep, but I rustled the bag. You woke up quick then you're licking your lips, yeah? Here you go, you can have a big one. There you go. I won't ask you to get up this time. Won't it? Yeah, that's a good girl. Good girl, aren't you? The hearing doesn't switch off while they're asleep, that's for sure. Me too, Pen. 6K is the target in total today, so between the small and the large account. So 5K on the large account and £1,000 on the small account. That's what we're looking for. Right now, I'd take 6K across the board, but either way, But just goes to show, using my if you're unaware, the statistics on it are 2/3, over 65% of all market volume is HFTs, high frequency trading. The financial institution machines, you know, the high frequency trading. Not algorithmic trading, high frequency trading. There's a difference between the two, because the algorithmic trading doesn't work. If someone tries to sell you one of these algorithmic bots that have been back tested and shown to be 90% effective, don't waste your money. It's not. It's 90% effective where they can tweak the algorithm to suit the back test. As soon as it gets into the real world, you're lucky if you break even. Well, 4 minutes to the bell, guys. We're nearly there. Brainsway, Bed Bath & Beyond, Nerv. It's not a lot of movement. Not much at all. Green Rod. Pinduoduo had earnings today. PDD. So if I look at this on the 15, you'll see it had earnings this morning. Good earnings, shot it up. It's held most of its gains, but it's kind of trading sideways amongst the VWAP now. So Pinduoduo, that anybody need to see anything? "15 seconds. Here we go. Oh, no failure to launch here. Already the first trading halt. That's the first trading halt. Nobody, 2 shares traded. Somebody came in and sold the $59 shares for $50. Two shares. Well, this is going to be one of the quietest opening. Okay, guys, when it's like this, just wait. We will get some volatility. Something will decide to make a move, and when it is, you want to be ideally placed for it. You don't want to be caught in a boredom trade that you can't get out because it's consolidating. You're slightly down, and then you miss a move. It's below the VWAP just at the moment. I'm going to get a bounce on the VWAP here on OLB. There you go. Not huge, but you might get 10 cents. So there you go. We've got from 230 to 240. Nico. This is CCJ Corporation. Looking for a pullback. Good volume. Not seeing any news for it. Quite a big move. I'm not seeing any news for it. Shopify looks like it's making a move. Moved the whole dollar. Not got the volatility for me to take a trade though, that's the problem. Also spiking is ExxonMobil. If ExxonMobil is moving up, will the likes of Indonesian energy start moving in sympathy? See if we can get new highs. in 500. ATR 26 cents. Nerv are going mental. This one's pulling back. So I'm lock that in. Switch over to my Nerv. $0.10 spreads on it though. Careful. Looking for 11.50 here. This 11.30. What we're looking for. Pre-market resistance level. Stop at $10. Oh, you can do whatever you like, Luke. It's all personal preference. Many people have a 9 to 5 and trade on the either trade the after hours, trade the pre-market, whatever, trade on the lunch break, whatever, swing trade. It's your personal preference. If you're just looking to trade to make a bit of extra cash, then that's what a lot of people do. So I've got a stop loss at $10 here. So if it breaks $10, it gets me out of this. Gets me out of this trade. Yeah, there we go. Let's have a look at Starbucks. I was right, the Starbucks with consolidation. Now we seem to be moving again.
But I'm so frustrated. Hello to my loneliness. I guess that ignorance is bliss. Take me back to before I knew. Rewind, take it out of cue. Innocence can be a young man's
depends on where you're based as well, Luke. If you're in the US, the Asian markets more, which personally I don't touch. So I've got a stop loss at 85. Need a bounce. Previous low here was 84, so my stop loss is 85. Oh, what? Stopped out. Collecting bloody inactivity fees, no doubt. Just got to wait for something to start moving now, I guess. Let's have a look at the SPY. Just choppy sideways. Okay, let's just wait, I guess. GCT, yeah, not great volume. Volume's very low. I wouldn't trade that. I mean, it's moving up nicely, but I wouldn't trade. Wait till the volume. This is the most voluminous it's going to get. It's struggling to get over like 15,000 shares a minute. So I would personally stay away from GCT. I just don't think it's going to be reliable. But you do you, not financial advice, Captain Kirk. Just don't think, you know, when we're talking, got one candle over 20,000 shares. Oh, here we go. We've now got two candles over 20,000 shares on the 1 minute. If this increasing volume keeps up, then maybe, but otherwise, Gigacloud Technologies. Last week there was some really good moves on it, but when it first IPO'd. But apart from that, it's just been selling off on low volume since. Still think my Nerv is going to get up to $13 today. It's at 14. I just had a feeling it's going to get 14. So let's watch. I think my Nerv could go on a run today. No. Days like this, you wish you were back at your 9 to 5. Don't really, but I can say that. Shit, 16. I thought it was 10. Alright. Means I'm gonna have to dig my way out of this with the next move. Or the next thing that moves up parabolic. Pre-market high here of $12. Break this trend line. This going. Some horrible fill. Why are you doing me dirty like that? It was a horrible fill. 5 cents. Nerv did really well for us on Friday, so we're looking for a bit of the same today. Narrowing pennant at the minute. At the bottom end of that narrowing pennant, so I just need to be careful. I'm not seeing any crypto stocks on the scanners. Must have been well down. IXHL just popped up on very low volume. TMRX is moving on good volume. I'll have a look at that in a minute. Well, the spreads have narrowed at least 3 cents. But one of those long days, I can see it. Having a craving for an ice cream right now. Someone nip to the ice cream man. Get me a Mr. Whip. You're 99 with a flag. Now we're just ranging around the green line. It's at the green line, it's like Friday's closing price. Needs to breaks above 1060, we might get a run. Looking for 1060 as a break. $0.06 spreads up here. No one buying. No one buying, plenty selling. Just under the $0.50. That was a good move. Worth waiting for that breakout. All dollar move we got. Now we're looking for continuation. I've just taken my position off. I'm now looking for another entry. So the pullback, wait for the pullback, get another entry. So I need the break of 1150 right now. Fake me out. Anticipated the break of 1150. for the $0.75. $0.75. I'm just conscious of a bit of a pullback there from rejection at the 3/4. See if we can break 12. Nice. Oh, we're yo-yoing a bit on the P&L right now. Not quite. I'm still in the hole. I'm still trying to get out of this hole that I did earlier with Minerva. Up at the top, it's getting a bit choppy up at the top. Yeah, the $0.75 level, 11.75. Current high of day is 78. Looking for 12. Watch this space. us on Friday, so just looking for a continuation. That's all. Not traded Minerva on the small account yet. Yeah, trade crypto occasionally. Just not in a crypto bear market. I'm invested in. I've got 4 coins that I'm holding long term, holding positions long term in crypto. But I won't trade the. Where you get the volatility in the moves in crypto is with the smaller cap coins, and it's too risky to trade them in a bear market. You can go short on them by all means, but like I say, it's too. I don't like trading crypto with that because you don't get the volume on the small cap coins. Get over 11.25. I'll add some more. Distracting me with your snoring today. That was a bit of a bull trap. Big size that's causing the big move here, so that's wondering why I'm taking so much risk. It's per cent, it's not that bad. It's just because I've got 30,000 shares in this right now. Risked like 60 cents here, which is too much, but it's a huge size, huge sum of equity. Over $300,000 worth of equity right here, right now. Yeah, no, risk rewards out of the window at the minute. Am I going to make 30,000 on this on this trade? Probably not. So I'm risking 15 to make what? 10? It needs to get over 30. It needs to get over 35 again. It was that W formation, the double bottom formation. Can get over. This can get up to 11.40. We might go up to the highs again. That's $12. Already said that, Fuzzy. If I can get over at 1140, you've got potential double bottom formation. It needs to get over 1140. It needs to get over this level here. 1135 is what we're looking for. If it gets to 1135, we should get a breakout. We'll certainly get a good breakout. That's what we're looking for. 1135 here. I'm trading way too big. My heart's racing. If your heart's racing and you're feeling the adrenaline pumping, it means you're trading too big. You shouldn't be trading with a size that affects your emotions like that. So volume's waiting for this breakout at 1140. Also a nice little flag on the 5 minute. Double bottom on the 1 minute. Flag on the 5 minute. Needs to get over that 1140. Well, 1136. Absolutely, Macca. We get the completed W formation, it goes up to 1175, 1180, it'll be worth it. Well, warts and all with me getting good and bad. At the moment, this is not looking good. So that's the W formation cropped. There's no double bottom there. I might get a triple bottom, inverse head and shoulder type thing. But the flag hasn't broken yet on the 5 minute. '83. Sometimes patience is what you need. Sometimes patience can be your enemy. Don't like it when it's consolidating like this. The volume isn't great, that's the whole point. Is it gonna happen? Not close. We got to 40, we didn't quite break it. Here we go. go and subscribe to the YouTube and you'll get the updates later. In the meantime, enjoy the rest of your day, guys. I'll record the trades